In this video, I'm going to be talking about breath work. So, a lot of different ways to look at breath work, but when I first came to it, I was looking at a way to improve my physical performance. You can look at it as a way of just getting more oxygen into your body, improving your performance of your body and also your mind. Like your body runs on oxygen. Like we breathe in, we oxygenate our blood gets pumped to different vital organs. We need oxygen to survive and to perform. So breathing better, right, gets us performing better, simply put. It's not just a case of having a stronger cardiovascular system, having your heart be able to pump more blood around your body, being able to breathe more efficiently, gets more oxygen into your blood in the first place. So even if you're not as fit, you're still going to get those benefits. So it all kind of works in harmony. Like being fitter and being able to breathe better, like that's all going to work together. Now the other way of looking at it is what my teacher, introduced me to, which is kind of breathing as a form of meditation, right? And in the meditations I've done in the past, like breath work, focusing on your breath was one of the first techniques we learned. It's very much a very established way of connecting your inside world to the outside world. Like breath is a pathway to that. So we're going to look at both today. So the first thing we're going to do is look at function, and then we're going to look at how we can do this as a meditation. So ideally, with all of these things, whether it's breath work or meditation, you want to be able to take this practice into everything you do, and to be able to do, like, or to have that state of quality breathing, or that high degree of mental acuity under pressure, whatever's going on outside in the external world, right? To remain breathing well, to remain mentally clear. But you also need to be able to practice this in isolation before we can get there. Like if I throw you into a lion's den right away, your breathing is going to change, your mental state is going to change. The more you practice this in isolation, the easier it's going to be to do this, and the more you can start practicing this in more stressful environments. So, breathing. What do we mean when we talk about breathing? Obviously, air comes in, oxygen comes in, gets absorbed into the bloodstream, we breathe out. But what happens is most people, start to breathe shallowly, like from the chest, and your lungs run roughly from up here down to the diaphragm here, and if you're just breathing shallowly from the chest, you're using most half, 2/3 of your lungs. What we actually are designed to do is breathe deep from the belly here. Right? So here it'd be so we're moving more from the belly than from the chest, right? And what we want to do is get back to this belly breath, which is the foundation of breathing correctly, right? If you see someone who's in a state of panic, right, or in a state of stress or anxiety, fight or flight, they're going to be breathing shallowly from their chest, right? This is lots of reasons for that, but the faster breathing is also a result of getting less oxygen in per breath, so you need to take more breaths, right? And that creates a feedback loop. I must be stressed because I'm breathing fast and shallowly, so on and so forth. Start breathing back from the belly, start sending the information back to your nervous system, start relaxing, start thinking, okay, yeah, this is a safe space, I'm able to relax, whatever. Start just resting, getting back to calming your nervous system. So we can start looking at this. The easiest way to do this is to put hand on your belly, hand on your chest. And the idea is that your top hand's not going to move, but your bottom hand is. So at first you're going to have to push a little bit. So you get this movement here. You also want to make sure your shoulders aren't coming up and down. If you're breathing shallowly from your chest, I'm struggling to do this actually, it's been a while since I've done this, but you can see my shoulders are raising and my chest is moving in and out. My belly is staying in. Right? So the practice, yes, good breathing is in through your nose, out through your mouth, but the practice is easy to start just breathing from your mouth. Right? So from here, breathing in, out. Right, and you can also do this laying down. You can get a weight here, you can use weights, or I'm going to use my furry friends here. If you lay flat on your back here, right, what you should see here is raising forward. At first, you can do this like as an exercise, forcing a little bit, but we can also start slowing it down. Right? So where it starts coming into breathwork as a meditation. Firstly, we're trying to learn the form, then we're trying to learn the purpose behind it. So if we're breathing shallow and from our chest, right, we're going to start moving into this fight or flight response. The more we slow down, breathe from the belly, the more we start relaxing, getting into that meditative state. So you could put on a piece of music, something relaxing. You can do this in a quiet room, or you can do this when you're out and about, like at a bus stop, on the bus, wherever, and just start to become aware of your breathing, watching breath go in and out. And whatever thoughts are popping up, whatever feelings are popping up, that's not a concern, because we're not focusing on a meditation, we're just focusing on the breathing, on the body. Okay, so you can set a timer, or you can just do this indefinitely. And breathing meditation nowadays, whenever I'm walking somewhere, or just sitting on a bus, on the tube, or on the train, often I'm just going to sit there and just start meditating or breathing in connection with the outside world, right? Because it's one thing to be able to sit and meditate and achieve peace while you're in a peaceful surrounding, but if there's a baby crying on a train next to you and you're late for work or whatever, and you can still do these practices, right? This is where we start taking these results that we're seeing inside and taking them into the outside world. So you can start at home in a peaceful environment. Right now we've got plenty of time to do this. Just focusing on your breathing in and out from the belly. Then when you get more comfortable, right, you can start just doing this indefinitely. And over time, what's going to happen is your breathing is going to adapt. You're going to be used to breathing from the belly. Right? It's going to take you more into a state of relaxation. And even when things start getting a bit more chaotic or stressful, you still have this response to fall back on. Right? This starts to override the natural feeling of, well, not the natural feeling, but the imprinted feeling of, I'm stressed, I need to breathe from up here. So the more you practice this, the more this is going to be our default breathing, more relaxed, more peaceful, and yeah. breath work here, like an introduction to breathing better, and then as a way to start stilling the mind and the body.